Hello all, welcome back to Tech Capture. So in this video we are going to see how we can restore deleted or updated data from a BigQuery tables. So as we all aware, BigQuery is one of the most popular offering provided by Google Cloud, and it is a powerful data warehouse tool. But however, while working on a BigQuery, by mistake it might happen that you deleted a data, you deleted a table, or you executed a wrong update query. But how you will restore that data or how you bring your data back to normal, so we'll see in this video again. So we'll see what is a time travel in BigQuery. So there is a new feature in BigQuery where we can use a time travel feature to query our data in the past. So let's say example, so today time is now say 6 p.m. and I executed one query, and then I realized, okay, I executed the wrong delete statement. I executed delete statement and I deleted 100 rows, but I want to bring that row back. How I can do that? So we can use a time travel feature. Using time travel feature, we can see what was the data in my table 1 hour back, what was my data in table yesterday, or what was a data in my table in 10 minutes back. So we can go back in time and we can see what was the data at particular moment within a minute or that particular second. So that is why it is called a time travel. But is there any limitation? So yes, definitely. So we can go back till 7 days only. If you updated or deleted your data 7 days back, then you cannot use a time travel feature to restore your deleted data. So that was just a basic I would say the concept of time travel. Now I'll go to my BigQuery table and I will show you how we can use this time travel and how this time travel will work to restore our data. So let me go to BigQuery from here. So one more thing, you might think, okay, there is already a feature of table snapshot, why we need again a time travel? So let's assume you did not create a table snapshot before executing the query, or you have scheduled a table snapshot every start of the day. Say suppose 12 a.m. you are taking the snapshot of a table, and now whole complete day you are updating your data, and you executed your wrong query at say suppose 7 p.m. so you have to restore the data which was there till that query execution. If you use a table snapshot, you will lose your 7 hours of data. So the time travel, you can go back to any point of time and restore your data. Using table snapshot, you can only restore the data which was there during the snapshot creation. Okay, and again, it is not necessary every time you create a table snapshot. Is good practice, but sometimes by mistake you did not create table snapshot and you deleted your data, and now you want to restore your data, then that case you use a time travel. So many times in production also it happened in the past that data in the BigQuery table deleted wrongly, and there is a need to restore that data in case of emergencies. Okay, so now I am in my BigQuery. So let me choose, okay, let me take this test data set I have, and let me take this user table. Okay, I have some dummy data inserted here, so you can see the details here. So it is having 90 rows. So let me query this table. Okay, so let's just query. I'm just using 100 select star because I'm only having 90 row. I know it is a columnar storage, but it won't cost me much just for 90 records. Okay, so now here is my data. So what I will do, I'll just do some kind of operations on this data. So I'll try to filter on this location where state. Okay, and let me remove this limit as I put where filter now. Okay, so now say I have these two records. Okay, now first let me update a record for ID 58. So what I will do, I'll just update, I'll put a table name, set name is equal to, and instead of Sarah Dun, I will only put Sarah, where ID is equal to 58. Okay, so I am updating the data for Sarah here. Okay, it's modified now. So let's select the query. Okay, now the data is Sarah. Now I found, okay, I was not supposed to update this table and I forgot what was their name before my update. Now I want to bring back the original data. How I will do that? Okay, so for that we have a query. In a time travel we can use one clause. So that clause is for system time as of, so I can go as of any particular time I can give, or I can just give the time interval of 1 hour, so it will show me the data what was there before 1 hour. So I will use the time interval because I immediately, just like 1 minute before, I deleted my data. So what I will do, I will just go back and see what was the data there before 1 hour. Okay, so let me put query here. Okay, so I can see the 10 minutes old data also. That is fine because I just deleted the data a few minutes back. So let me execute and see what was data before 10 minutes. The latest data, you can see the name is Sarah. Now I want to see what was their data there before 10 minutes. So let me see that. Okay, now you could see the complete data. The data was there, Sarah Dun. This is my original name. So I can restore complete table just using a create table. So let me write create table as, and I'll just put a bracket and I'll give the name restored user, and I have to give the data set as well. So test dot restore user. So I'll just create the new table with my original data, so I can restore my complete data which was there before update. So here I am taking the simple example of just a one update. So if you are working in a production or your enterprise environment, there is a high chance that you will update like millions of record or delete like thousands of rows. So that will be useful using the time travel. So let's have a look at here. It will create one new table now. Yeah, so restored user it created, and let's see the data of restore user. It should have your all original data. Yeah, Sarah Dun. Okay, so now you can work with your original data. Now suppose I delete, instead of update I delete my data. So let me go back here and let me delete this two row. Okay, let me execute a delete query. So instead of select from, let me delete from. Let me execute. Okay, it removed two row. Let me see the data in table now, if I can see these two records for this location. Just a second, it got stuck. So after delete, there is no data for this location. Okay, so we deleted this two row using our delete statement. Now I want to see the deleted data. Okay, so now this time I put 20 minutes purposefully, and we'll just see what was the data before 20 minutes. So let me run it. Okay, and you could see the data was Sarah. If you remember, at the start of the video we executed one update statement, and the Sarah was there only for 2 minutes. Okay, and it is still showing the Sarah was there at this particular time window. Okay, so if I just increase it or decrease it, so I'll go back, instead of 20 I will put 25, and now you should see the complete name which was the original one. Okay, now this is the original data. So you could understand, we checked our data using this system time as of clause at the 3 different point in time. So currently using this select statement we check, and there is no data. We check 25 minutes before, so there was data, and the value was a full name. So what was the value? 25 minutes. So the value was Sarah Dun. So then we checked the data 20 minutes before, and it was something like Sarah. So during that particular time we could check. So if you are running a frequent update, or you are running the production data update or insert job, it is easy for you to go back and analyze your data. What was your data yesterday, what was your data at particular time window, or if you are facing any data related issue and you are troubleshooting, this is very useful feature to go back and check what was the data there in your BigQuery table at a particular time window. So this is one of the powerful feature Google has introduced in a BigQuery, that is a time travel feature. Now we saw what is a time travel, we saw how we can restore this data, but how to configure this time travel setting. Okay, so one thing to remember, this time travel setting is on dataset level, not on table level. So let me show you where we can see. So the time travel window, we can set minimum 2 days and maximum 7 days, and by default you didn't change any setting. By default the time travel window is 7 days. So go to your data set. So I clicked on the data set. This is my dataset info. I clicked on edit details, and then I'll go to advanced options. So in advanced options, scroll down and you will see the time travel window. Okay, 7 days. So you can keep it 2 days as well, 3 days as well, 5 days, 6 days and 7 days. So when we should not use a 7 days, you already using a table snapshot, and in case you are using the new storage pricing model, that is compressed storage. So BigQuery also, or Google also introduced a new storage pricing model, that is the compressed storage. So there you will be built on your physical data instead of the logical data. So if you want to understand what is a compressed storing model, so let me just quickly show you. So there are two type of storage here in BigQuery. So just say this is my one of the big table here. So this total logical byte, the size you could see 1.1 GB, but BigQuery store it on their physical device by compressing it. And what is the size when it is compressed? You can see it is a 752 MB, which is a less. So if you are going for compressed storage model, BigQuery storage pricing will be on your physical data, and if you are using the usual pricing model, it will be on your logical data. So I'm not going in detail for this. If you want to know more about compressed storage in BigQuery, so you can ping me separately. I'll create one video on that also. And here also you can see how much data it is there. This is a time travel byte. So this is a data which I deleted today morning. So it will show as a time travel bytes, and I can restore this data in 7 days. So that's it for a time travel feature. So let me know if you have any questions or any queries related to time travel. I'll try to answer that. So hope this video will help you, and thank you for watching this video. And one more thing, I'm putting the blogs, Medium blogs, with all these steps and all the queries. So I'll share the link in the description for the Medium blog, so you can refer that, and we'll see you again in the next video. Thank you for watching this video.